Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Wednesday, April 23rd. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about our progressive faith community and how you can be a part of it, no matter where you live in the world. Watch our streaming programs, ask for prayer, make donations, and follow us on social media. If you live in South Florida, be sure to check out the Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts, offering entertainment for the LGBTQ+ community to benefit the LGBTQ+ community. Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There's no streaming TV show like this in the entire world. In 2025, we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots Magazine, the 5th anniversary of Queer News Tonight, with nearly 10,000 stories and 10 million views in 2024. We will produce the 25th anniversary of Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival on June 14th, Pride Fete Diversity Pride in August, and Pride Fort Lauderdale next February. We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies. If you enjoyed the Queer God Squad, please share this or other episodes with your friends, family, and social media communities.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Invisible and Isolated, a Lesbian Life in Libya. Luela posted this message on subreddit Rainbow on Reddit, and I'm quoting, "Hello, female 30-year-old from Libya. I just want to explain how it's hard being a lesbian in Libya, which feels like living in complete isolation. There's no space to exist openly, no community to turn to, and no hope for acceptance. Same-sex relationships are not just frowned upon, they are dangerous. Even talking about it can put you at risk. There's no representation, no support, no safe way to meet others. Marriage to a man is seen as the only path for a woman, and any deviation from that is unthinkable. The pressure to conform is suffocating, and the loneliness is overwhelming. It's not just about hiding who you are, it's about erasing yourself completely just to survive. I just want to share these words to not feel lonely." End quote. What a heartbreaking reality for Luela in Libya. LGBTQ people have a difficult time in many places in the world. In fact, gender variance and same-gender love and attraction are still criminalized in many countries. That's why we challenge homophobic and transphobic rhetoric and offer a queer celebrating theology and spiritual community. It's why we speak out against cruel and unjust laws. It's why we remind you week after week that you are God's miracle and not God's mistake. Let's talk about Luela's situation and try to encourage all the Luelas of the world today. That story is heartbreaking. It just breaks my heart. What I'd like to say to Luela and to all the other Luelas in the world is that you do have community, probably more than you realize. You just may not know it. And we are here, and Reddit is here and available. My advice to you, honey, is just stay the course. You probably aren't as alone as you feel, though I can certainly empathize with your feeling of loneliness.
Yeah, I was a queer kid in the 70s and 80s in rural Arkansas, where there were sodomy laws and churches were unanimously almost homophobic and anti-gay and even just cruel in their the way they spoke about it, and still not as unsafe as some places in the Caribbean or Africa or Eastern Europe, and it was horrible. So I can certainly empathize with areas that are even worse than that, or scarier than that for queer people. But you do have what we didn't have in those days, and that's the internet. You know, so you can, and that's, you know, gay cinema that isn't just coded, but really just, you know, so you can see people like you, and you can hear stories like yours, and with the internet can even connect, as you've done on Reddit. So you can say out loud something that makes you feel not so alone. You can connect with other people, maybe they can respond. So there is that community, so you don't have to be so isolated. So isolation is hell. That's what the closet is. And the internet provides liberation from that. because you can hear other people's stories. You can see that there is a way to thrive, and that you're not alone. And you deserve to have pride in who you are. May not be able to convince a lot of other people of that, but you in yourself get to know this is who I'm meant to be. I'm a good person. My love is as good as anyone else's love. My desire and need for love is as legitimate as anyone else's. And so I'm glad that you have more avenues than we did way back when, that you can make those connections and not be completely alone. And you can hear from people like us that you are God's miracle and not God's mistake.
Indeed.
You know, we was talking to our kid recently about some internet stuff, and I just had to remind ourselves, like, back in our day, like you're saying, you didn't know who was safe to talk to, not safe to talk to. You didn't know where the safe places were or the safe places were not. You just kind of had to feel your way through these things. And today you don't have to, not as much. But I just want to, just applaud Lil, just even for her courage to post this. I'm sure that took a certain amount of courage just to even do that. And that people like her and others, they do exist, and there's a place where they can also connect, and that's via the internet. Find a place like Sunshine Cathedral or other hubs in our own community. And I'm sure just because you posted Luela, somebody's now grateful that you did.
Yes.
I'm just thinking about the world in which Luela lives, where she has to be careful every single moment. That whole thing of not knowing who you can talk to is real. For us, when growing up, it may have been scary and it may have been painful at times, but for her, it could be death-defying. So we have to really embrace her and say, Luela, do as much as you can for as long as you can. Always be careful to protect yourself. It breaks my heart that in this world we still have situations, not just on the African continent, in so many places. Russia, it's unsafe to be queer in Russia. It's unsafe to be queer in a lot of places, and it's unsafe to be queer in a lot of churches right here in America. You hear the stories about how parents disown their children simply because they come out. So to have this brave woman say to the world via a safe space, I'm queer, I'm here, and I'm going to be who I am. I salute her with everything.
Amen.
Well, that's today with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, we want to invite you to join Sunshine Cathedral on a wonderful travel experience and help our mission for our community. Join us on the Florida AIDS Walk Pride Cruise. This unique 3-day cruise will sail from Miami on the $1 billion and ultra-deluxe 170,000-ton MSC Seascape on November 2nd, 2025. The cruise is for the Florida AIDS Walk. Your participation helps 13 vital beneficiaries in our community. The cruise is an incredible value starting at just $199 and is also a fundraiser for the Sunshine Cathedral. Parties, special events, and more aboard, including a special unlimited beverage and open bar with Wi-Fi for all 3 days for just $68. We invite you to join us on this amazing cruise for fun. This vital cruise for good.
Again, I invite you to share this episode on your social media, and I also welcome you to find Sunshine Cathedral on Facebook or Instagram. You can also like our bishop pages on Facebook. My page is Bishop Darrell Watkins, that's 2 R's and 2 L's, Bishop Darrell Watkins D. Min, that's short for Doctor of Ministry, and Robert's page is Bishop Robert Griffin D. Min. We're both on TikTok as well.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and discuss what our LGBT community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that. We all are in this together.
Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.